Hello everybody, my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I like musicals, they're a big part of my life, and today we're going to be talking about Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cinderella. Now before I get into this video, I do just want to say I don't mean any hate to anyone in the Andrew Lloyd Webber production, and I've also not seen it, so that comes under my bias, but I feel like I have a lot to say, and so I just think I need to say it to somebody. Before I get into it, feel free to follow me on all my social media, they are here. Got me at XHopeWilsonX on Instagram, I've forgotten my own handles, Hope Wilson with 2 N's and an underscore on Twitter, and Hope Wilson 45 on TikTok. They're all there. Cool. Also feel free to leave your comments and opinions down below because I will read it. I always read it. Whether I apply or not is another question, but that's kind of irrelevant. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I think you could probably guess I do not like it. Yeah, don't kill me, because if you like it, that's fine. That's your choice. I ain't judging you. Well, I am a little bit, but like I said, it's your choice. So I just thought I'd talk about it and talk about why I don't like it. So I have listened to the first 6 songs on the soundtrack because I was actually going to do it for a video. That didn't happen because I couldn't get through it. I thought it was painful. It was a bit of a painful experience, and I feel so bad because I really tried to like it, and I'm not saying that it's bad, I just could not get into it. Bad Cinderella, I think, while it's really catchy, I don't get it. I don't understand the motivations of Cinderella within this show. And I also, from what I remember, because I tried to block it out of my memory, the show just doesn't do anything new. All the songs felt very repetitive. Felt like every song was a different style and it just didn't flow very well. But I just felt like nothing changed. Nothing was new. Nothing felt different to anything that's been done before. And Cinderella it's a story that's been done a lot. You know, I could probably name so many things. I'm gonna try. Let's try. So you have Disney Cinderella, the original Cinderella, and then there's 2 sequels to that. Then you have a Cinderella story, where I'm pretty sure there are 4 films of that. Then you have the live action Cinderella. Then you've got the Cinderella, Rodgers and Hammerstein. Then there's another Cinderella musical, I'm sure. Like, that's 10. Then you've got things like Ella Enchanted, like that's a spin-off. Then there's like TV shows, and there's so many things which have Cinderella in them, which means that if you're creating new Cinderella content, do something new with it, because we've seen every iteration possible. If you are so bothered about having a white princess protagonist with that kind of story, do Sleeping Beauty. It's virtually the same thing, just slightly different. Or do Snow White. I love Sydney White and the 7 Dorks. It's such a cute film. But does anyone do adaptations of Snow White? No, because there's so many characters. Like, I don't get it personally. I really don't get it. My second thing is the character of Cinderella herself. What is up with that? The whole point of Cinderella, like as a character, is that she is wholly good and she's like a good person, and we want her to have a better life because she's a good person and we feel like she deserves it. I get that they're trying to make Cinderella edgy and whatever, but like she vandalizes something like right at the beginning of the show. She's not made out to be a good person. So what is the point? Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's really hard to explain. I just could not get behind it. Also, I'm all for friends to lovers, as I'm pretty sure that's the way it ends. I'm not sure. I like how Cinderella and the prince are friends at the beginning, but there's no establishment for them, right? Which, what I mean by that is like, they don't really make a lot of sense writing wise, how they became friends, and like, they don't exactly treat each other the nicest, and it just makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't get it. I don't know how to explain why I don't like it. I just don't. I don't know whether it's the score, because for me, Andrew Lloyd Webber is very hit and miss. I love Phantom, and I think there's some great songs in other things. Like, I like Only He from Starlight Express. I like Give Up Your Dreams from School of Rock, but the shows themselves are just not my shows. And so maybe it's that, but I just think that it's all the same. Really. This is a side note, but I'm just on the Andrew Lloyd Webber Cinderella website, and I just read the plot synopsis that's on the website, and this is the most ridiculous sentence I've ever heard, okay? So, it doesn't help that her only friend, Prince Sebastian, has suddenly become the heir to the throne after the mysterious disappearance of his elder brother, sex god and charisma machine, Prince Charming. Why describe him like that? Just why? I also feel like, and people can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it feels like they're trying to push this like feminist narrative. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm all for that, you know? Feminists go. But obviously it's written by a man. And there are all sorts of problems with that. Like, if you compare it to the film Bombshell, which has absolutely nothing to do with musicals, but I'm using it as an example. It's basically a movie based on true events about an SA. I'll put it up there because I don't want to say it because I don't want bad things to happen. But it's written and directed by men. But it's about women's experiences. And something about that just doesn't sit right with me. And it's kind of the same in this instant. Like, it's trying to be like, oh, I am a strong, independent woman, but I'm a character written by a man. And I'm not saying that men can't write about women's experiences, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to be like a feminist and like musical that's so true to being like, I'm independent. And then one, being written by a man, and two, making her revert to kind of the person that Cinderella is meant to be and kind of losing all the edginess because she realises that she's fallen in love with a man. And that whole character development that started at the beginning is just completely gone for the convenience of the plot. And people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like that is a thing there. Like, I see it, and once someone points out, it's kind of glaringly obvious that that's the case. I do think my biggest issue with it though, and people can obviously correct me if I'm wrong if people have seen the show and they can attest differently because I'm only going off headshots, but it's the lack of body diversity in the show. And obviously you want to pick like the best people for the show, but does to me seem like 95% of the cast are skinny or at least very slim. And obviously the place where it's set, like Belleville I think it is, it's meant to be like, oh, perfect and beautiful. But obviously being perfect and beautiful doesn't just mean that it's the beauty standard that is in society. And hopefully I'm phrasing this correctly, but like obviously Carrie is not, she's not like skinny basically, and there's literally nothing wrong with that, you know, nothing wrong. But it's the fact that the character, the only character that is meant to be seen as like not the beauty standard and the one that no one likes is the only person that isn't skinny. Do you know what I mean? And it just kind of sent me the wrong way because like you don't have to be skinny to be beautiful or handsome or whatever. Like it has like nothing to do with it. So for the show, feel like it's pushing this unconscious narrative just didn't sit right with me. And people can totally attest to me being wrong because like I said, I haven't seen the show, so I can't be like, you know, this is bad and this is bad and this is wrong and that is wrong because I haven't seen it. The show's in London, I am in Manchester, it's a bit north. So, you know, I don't know, it just felt iffy to me. And honestly, I would love for it to prove me wrong in like all of the aspects. I would love to watch it and be like, oh, you know, actually, I stand corrected. You know, this and this, like that was like a preemptive decision. But obviously I can't make that decision because I am not living in London and I think it's expensive and travel is also so, etc, etc. I also think when it comes to just like racial diversity, it's definitely better than when I saw it last. Because when I saw it, like the original cast, or this might still be the original cast, but I just don't remember it being massively diverse. And it's definitely better, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be like even better. Do you know what I mean? One good thing I do want to say about the show, because I feel like all I've done is talk terribly about it. So Andrew Lloyd Webber, don't hate me, please. Yeah, don't hate me. Is the design aspect. I think that it looks really good. The set, I like, but it's not my favourite. I feel like they could probably have done a bit more, but that might just be like also the theatrical space. Like, I don't know a lot about the Gillian Lynn Theatre itself, which is where it is at the moment. But from what I've seen, I feel like it maybe could have done more, but it's kind of hard to tell. But when it comes to costume design, I think it's very interesting. I think it looked quite cool. And also like all the like lighting design also looks kind of promising. I could be wrong because obviously I've only seen like bits, but it looks interesting nonetheless. And I feel like I can't really say any more about it. I feel like people are probably just going to be like, oh, you said so much but you actually have no justification because you haven't seen it. And I know I haven't seen it, and that gives you total reason to disagree with me if you have seen it. Obviously those are just initial thoughts. If I saw the show I might think differently, but maybe not. Like I said, Andrew Lloyd Webber, I I think it's not always my cup of tea, and that's fine. But I think that's all I can say without being like I know everything about the show even though I've not seen it. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, you can like it and subscribe if you feel like it. It would be great. You can follow me on all my social medias, which are here. X on Instagram, HopeWilson with 2 N's and _ on Twitter, and HopeWilson45 on TikTok. But yeah, keep enjoying musicals as much as me, and I will see you in the next one.